J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit, Graphic Novel Edition. Illustrated by David Wenzel, adapted by Charles Dixon with Sean Deming. The Hobbit, or There and Back Again by J.R.R. Tolkien. In a hole in the ground, there lived a hobbit. Not a nasty, dirty, wet hole, nor yet a dry, bare sand hole. It was a hobbit hole, and that means comfort. This hobbit hole was on the hill, as all the people for many miles around it, and his name was Baggins. People considered the Bagginses very respectable, not only because most of them were rich, but also because they never had any adventures or did anything unexpected. This is a story of how a Baggins had an adventure and found himself doing and saying things altogether unexpected. What is a hobbit? I suppose hobbits need some description nowadays, since they have become rare and shy of the big people, as they call us. They are little people, smaller than dwarves. They are inclined to be fat in the stomach. They dress in bright colors and wear no shoes, because their feet grow natural leathery soles and thick warm brown hair. The mother of this particular hobbit, of Bilbo Baggins that is, was the famous Belladonna Took. Once in a while, members of the Took clan would go on have adventures. They discreetly disappeared and the family hushed it up. The Tooks were not as respectable as the Bagginses. It is probable that Bilbo, Belladonna's only son, although he looked and behaved like his father, got something a bit queer to make in his makeup from the Took side. Something that would only waited for a chance to come out. Oh, good morning. What do you mean? Do you mean to wish me a good morning, or mean that it is a good morning whether I want it or not? Or that you feel good on this morning? Or that it is a morning to be good on? All of them at once, and a very fine morning for a pipe of tobacco out of doors. Sit down and have a fill of mine. Very pretty, but I have no time to blow smoke rings this morning. I am looking for someone to share in an adventure, and it's very difficult to find anyone. I should think so, in these parts. We are plain quiet folk and have no use for adventures. Nasty, disturbing, uncomfortable things. Make you late for dinner. Good morning. We don't want any adventures here. Thank you. What a lot of things you use good morning for. Now you mean you want to get rid of me and that I won't be good till I move off? Not at all, my dear sir. Let me see. I don't think I know your name. Yes, you do, Bilbo Baggins, though you don't remember that I belong to it. I am Gandalf, and Gandalf means me. To think I should have lived to be good morning by Belladonna Took's son, as I was selling buttons at the door. Gandalf! Not that wandering wizard who used to tell such wonderful tales at parties, about dragons and goblins and giants and princesses and widows' sons? Not the Gandalf who was responsible for so many quiet lads and lasses going off into the blue mad adventures? I am pleased you remember something about me. I thought I would send you on this adventure. Very amusing for me, very good for you, and profitable too, very likely, if you get over it. Sorry, I don't want any adventures, thank you. Good morning, but please come to tea. Why not tomorrow? Come tomorrow. Goodbye. What on earth did I ask him for tea for? When tea time came the next day, Bilbo had almost forgotten about Gandalf. Good gracious me, Gandalf! I am so sorry to keep you... Oh! Dwalin at your service. Dwalin at your service. Bilbo Baggins at yours. I am just about to make tea. Pray and come have some with me. May as well leave it open, Mr. Baggins. The others will be arriving soon. Others? Gandalf, so you've got here at last. Killy at your service. And Killy at your service. And Philly, come along in and have some tea. Someone at the door. Some 5, I should say. Dory at your service. And Norrie. And Ori. And Oin. And Gloin. I don't mind some sea cake if you have any. And for me, some pork pie. And raspberry jam and apple tart. And mince pies and cheese. More cakes and ale and coffee if you don't mind. Who is banging on my beautiful door? Carefully. That is not like you, Bilbo, to keep friends waiting on the mat, and then open the door like a pop gun. Let me introduce you. Let me introduce Biffa, Bofa, Bomber, and especially Thorin Oakenshield. I am terribly sorry about this. You see, this is the most awkward Wednesday I've ever had. Pray don't mention it. Now we are all here. Quite a merry gathering. I hope there is something for the latecomers to eat and drink. Oh dear, the tea! Hush, let Thorin speak. Pardon me. Gandalf, dwarves, and Mr. Baggins. We are met together in the house of our friend and fellow conspirator, this most excellent and audacious hobbit. May the hair on his toes never fall off. All praise to his wine and ale. Fellow conspirator? We are here met to discuss our plans, our means, policies, and devices. We shall soon before the break of day start on our long journey. A journey of which some of us may never return. May never return? We have lost our host, I fear. Humph. What'll he do? What'll he do you think? As soon as I clap my eyes on the little fiddle, I had my doubts. Looks more like a grocer than a burglar. Pardon me, did you say burglar? Yes, I was talking about you. Gandalf told us that there was a burglar in these parts looking for a job at once, and that he had arranged for a meeting here this Wednesday, tea time. There is a mark on your door that usually one on the trade, or used to be. Burglar wants a job, plenty of excitement and reasonable reward. Burglar? You can say expert treasure hunter if you like. It's all the same to us. Let's have no more argument. If I say Mr. Baggins is a burglar, then a burglar he is. Or will be when the time comes. There is a lot more to him than you guess, and a deal more than he has an idea of himself. Now, Bilbo, my boy, fetch the lamp and let's have a little light on. This is a map made by your grandfather Thorin. It is a plan of the mountain where the dragon Smaug has piled up all your ancestors' wealth and sleeps on it for a bed. There's a dragon marked in red on the mountain, but it will be easy enough to find him without that, if ever we arrive there. This hand points to a rune that marks a secret entrance, a hidden passage to the lower halls. It may have been secret once, but how do we know this is like secret any longer? Old Smaug had lived there long enough to find out anything there is to know about these caves. He may, but still he can't have used it for years and years. It is too small. 5 feet high the door and 3 walk abreast, said the runes, but Smaug could not creep into a hole that size. Certainly not after devouring so many of the dwarves and men of Dale. It seems a great big hole to me. How could such a large door be kept secret? I should guess it as a closed door has been made look exactly like the side of the mountain. Also, with the map went a key, small and curious key. Here it is, Thorin. You must keep it safe. Indeed I will. Now supposing the burglar expert gives us some ideas or suggestions. First, I'd like to know a bit more about things. I mean about the gold and the dragon and all that, and how it got to be there, who it belongs to, and so on and further.